Hello, Kate with Zuna. Let's continue our discussion on SDI1 day trader and SDI2 swing trader and reversals. This is the second video. As I mentioned in the prior video, these two indicators combined give you a very good a very good picture of the supply demand situation. We discussed some of the uses or some of the features on these indicators the prior video. Let me just continue from there. As you notice here on the trend direction, the horizontal line, the color turned a different color than dark green or green, turned into cyan. And when that happens, it's telling you that the trend, the uptrend, has gone from strong to medium, which is dark green, and strong would be the green, to weak now. And normally in situations like that, you would want to be very careful about taking long trades. You would have to be really certain. Some of your analysis would be telling you, yes, okay, it's okay. Otherwise, you would want to wait for the SDI1 to look like it is here. The histogram is showing that trend strength is strong by being green, and the trend direction is showing that the trend is strong by being green. However, in this situation, because SDI2, the higher time frame trend, is strong because it's green, then it is okay to go ahead and trade even when you get the cyan color or the dark green color. But understand this, when the trend goes, even though the background, and let's do this, let's just make it simple. This is the background information, this is the foreground information. That is to say, this is the intraday supply demand situation, and this is the higher time frame supply demand situation. So I'll just say background, foreground, or today's and background. So because today's price action is, or price trend action is showing that it's getting a little bit weaker, however the background is still very strong, don't go ahead and just start buying every little pause. What you would want to do is pick your spots. When you start seeing this kind of action, when you start seeing the histograms change color, and it's not just for one or two bars, it's doing it for a little bit and then it goes into cyan, understand that price is coming back to test the lows, test some kind of low, some kind of support level. Okay, and that's where you would want to, because of these two indicators, especially the background being so strong, you know that when we test the low of the day, it's not going to just cut right through it. So that would be a good place to go ahead and buy. Now, I'm not telling you exactly how to trade because I don't know your methodology, but I'm just showing you what the different colors are on this indicator and how you could analyze what the indicator colors are telling you. And by the way, there is a 3-page document that you'll get where it tells you exactly what these colors mean and what the histogram means and what this vertical line means. Okay? If the background was weak and you were getting a dark green color or cyan color like this, and it did it over a span of 10-15 minutes, it went from green to dark green and then cyan and the background's weak, what it's telling you, and then it gets green again, and then it gets dark green and then green again, it's telling you that you're going to have a normal day. In other words, the price action is going to be contained within the morning range. So simply you would have a range day. And on range days, if you stay away from the middle area, you'll do a lot better and only trade at the extremes as opposed to trading everywhere. So this indicator, once you learn how to use it, you'll be able to spot strong trending days or a range day because you'll see this direction line change from green to dark green or from dark green to green. As you see that the trend strength histogram pulled back and decreased, but it didn't dramatically fall. Okay? And since we have the strong background, that's why the market continued to go up all the way till around 3 o'clock, and then it came back down and it couldn't go any higher. Okay, so now that we have good information about how to use this indicator, we have the background and then today's activity, today's trend. Combining these two, we get a good idea. We also have the reversals that I mentioned in the prior video and how to use that. So now let's go ahead and just move forward and look at some other days. Okay, as you can see, the next day, the first bar that paints on the SDI2, which is our background information, our higher time frame trend analysis, is dark green. Okay, so we went from green to dark green on the background. That means the higher interval or the higher time frame trend is getting weaker, and the histograms start all day right from the open. They start printing red and increasing in strength, and you get this big push down, and after we get our first red dot on the trend direction telling us that the trend is down, and the background is a weak or a medium down strength, and we went from strong to down. So that's your background information, and as you can see, the trend direction is green, the histograms, is red, histogram red, so you could begin to trade these shallow pullbacks, and you would just short these. Okay, and you would continue to do that for as long as the dots for as long as the dots are red and the histogram is red. You are mindful that the background is still a different color. Ideally, if this was red also, then you would have a monster trend. You could take shorts with super confidence. But this is the micro trend, this is the background trend. So we are trading shorts, and as you can see, all day long, if you were trading short and you had some good entry strategies, you would be okay. More than okay, because a lot of short trades you could have taken. And it continued for the whole day. The nice thing about this trend, this indicator, is that little pullbacks like this, okay, rallies like that, will not throw it off. Okay. Now, of course, you still have to mind price action. The indicator isn't going to do all the work for you. When we sell off a considerable amount and we put it on a low, and we can't put in another low, and we make a higher high, that's basically simple trading 101 technical analysis. Everybody knows that. You want to be a little bit more mindful and take high probability shorts as opposed to shorting every rally. Very good way of staying on the right side. Now, if this was green instead of dark green, and this was the way it is now, then you would have some conflict, and you would want to be a little bit more cautious. You would still want to trade in the direction of this, but you could trade in the direction of that too, and that's when you have to be a little bit more careful with what type of trades you take. It doesn't happen that often, but it does happen sometimes. Usually it ends up being a range day, so usually both sides get to have a party, meaning shorts and longs. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and conclude this video here, and then we'll look at the remainder of the days on the next video.